your dream yard a reality. Visit meadowsfarms.com today and plant a little happiness.
Alright, good evening or morning, whatever. Alright, so according to my Santa Cruz, I'm getting 36 miles per gallon. Now, obviously, because it's computerized, it's probably trying to average things out. Because, the normal range of, most vehicles is about 400 miles. So, when I last filled it up, because of what I was doing with it, the amount of towing, which apparently this thing doesn't really like that much towing, the mileage went down. So when I filled it, it only read like 360 something miles for the full tank. Normally it reads in between 410 and 450, based on the type of driving. Now again, this thing can tow up to 5K. Just because you can doesn't mean you always should. I wouldn't want to be towing a landscaping trailer full of gear every fucking day with this. It's just not made for that. It's made for the occasional towing that you do once in a while. And I see other people towing things like small boats, jet skis. Haven't seen anybody try to tow a car with it except me. But what you're gonna notice, if I can look down briefly while I keep my eyes on the road, is that the mileage is going to start reading down, because under normal ideal circumstances, this thing gets surprisingly good mileage. And according to people who own these, because of the dual clutch, I'm guessing allegedly, and I'm saying allegedly, that actually helps improve gas mileage for a higher power motor. Now what this thing has is it's got the turbocharged inline 4. That's better. It's got the turbocharged inline 4, whereas the lesser trims have just a regular naturally aspirated 4. But that's a whole other topic in of itself. But I know for a fact this thing doesn't get 36 miles per gallon. It's just the way the algorithms work. But anyhow, I do want to make a point. There was one time, where I was, literally coasting, and it actually read off like 99 miles per gallon. I'm like, yeah, there's no fucking way. This thing's not that high tech. But it is pretty cool to see how it ratios everything out. Right now it's saying 315 miles. To be clear, I filled it up yesterday, 50 miles away. Yeah, it was about 50 miles away when I actually filled up the tank. And then, one more stop, and then I was on the road. Actually, no, I skipped that stop. But obviously when you're towing, you're going to see, the mileage readings go down, and that'll affect what range that it reads, because it's going back from previous, it's using statistical analyses, to get an average. Anyhow, there it is. 36 miles per gallon in a Hyundai Santa Cruz. Not